Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Welcome one and all. I am super excited that you have joined me here on yet another magical day on this beautiful planet that we are so incredibly just gifted to be able to live on. And that kind of ties into what I want to talk about today, is that I feel like, we often forget that it is such a gift to live here. There are souls lined up on the spirit side just begging to come here. Although some souls who have to come here to finish their school and to finish their journey here often don't want to come back because they understand from that perspective how hard it's going to be. And oftentimes these souls remember that as they come into this new body. There's so many stories that I hear of people who remember what it was like being in their mother's womb and just feeling, oh no, I don't want to do this. And even as a child, remembering that there was something bigger and better, and they wanted to be there instead. And maybe a lot of you resonate with this. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is this topic has come up a few different times, and it's the topic of struggle. And do we actually have to struggle in order to evolve? This came up at the Conscious Life Expo at a panel where there was a little bit of disagreement on this topic. Brandon and I brought it up on Monday's episode, and I'm pretty sure I brought it up on Tuesday's episode as well. And I also had a QHHT client this week who has had a very difficult life, a struggle indeed. He has had addiction problems and has since turned himself around and is helping others with it. And he got some really good answers from his higher self on why he experienced all the things he experienced. And what's really interesting about this struggle, and I'll just tell you a little bit about his story, is he was one of those people that just remembered that it's easier elsewhere, that this place is really hard, and he really wasn't into having to struggle here. But the thing was, his higher self told him that, well, you've had so many lives being comfortable that you had to now experience being uncomfortable. You don't get out of this school without experiencing absolutely everything. And also from that soul's perspective, we do want to experience all these different emotions because we don't struggle over there. We only struggle here because we are so disconnected from spirit. We don't have that easy access to our subconscious minds, to the deep roots of our mind, where we have access to all cosmic knowledge. Here, we're veiled from it. So, it seems like more of a struggle when we are veiled from it. But is struggle necessary in this life in order to grow? Well, I think the answer is twofold, and that is yes and no. I think everybody's right on this idea that no, we don't necessarily need to struggle, but what end? Most of us do need the struggle in order to grow, because what happens is we just get comfortable. And that's what my client was told the other day. He was getting too comfortable. He wasn't making the choices in order to grow. He was just staying status quo. And you don't grow when you just stay in a flat line. You need to move up another level. You need to level up eventually. And if we're not doing it, then introduce the struggle. Because what the struggle does is gives us the motivation. Now, some of us, we won't actually have the motivation. It will do the opposite. And what's beautiful about that is it's a free will choice, and we get to have either experience if we want. And it doesn't matter which way we decide, because when we go back to the spirit side, we learn all about our choices and how we could have done them differently. And then we can come back and we can do it all over again because we're eternal beings, and we can do whatever we want all over again and over again and over again till eternity, just continuing to have more experiences. But somewhere along the way, we get pushed by our higher guidance to level up. And that's when we have to experience those things that are not so pleasant. So yes, we can level up without these unpleasant experiences, but often it's just not so easy for us to do that. Think about all of the difficult times in your life. Think about what those experiences have done for you in your present. And can you look back at them with gratitude for making you the person that you are? Because without that experience, what would you have learned in this life? And did you learn something really big from that experience? Did you learn how to empower yourself? Did you learn how just incredibly powerful you are, how strong you are, how much you can handle and still survive? These are such beautiful lessons. And if we can do all of that and still forgive and love and come to that place of balanced harmony, then we can really level up. But if we're not offered the opportunity for this struggle, then where's the opportunity or the encouragement for us to level up in this way if there is no contrast to show us the difference? And that's the thing about struggle. It provides contrast. And contrast is absolutely necessary in this dualistic universe. Like Brandon, I think, said on Monday, a beautiful piece of artwork does not exist without shadow. It is so true. Our existence does not exist without shadow, the yin and the yang. It would be a completely different experience without the contrast here. So, yes, the contrast is necessary. Do we need to experience it in order for our growth? No. We can make these fully evolved decisions. We can see it is possible. But do we have the motivation? It could be possible. Some souls do it. But I don't think very many. I think most of us choose to do it the hard way, which is one of the reasons why we come to Earth. Because by doing it the hard way, we get to grow and evolve faster. Because these things are so difficult. When you can rebound from them and really come back into your power and realize that you are one with all and come to this place of love within your heart, you've totally got it. How incredibly fast does that help you evolve? And so this is the whole entire point. Some of us decide from up there on the spirit side before we come in planning our life to add a whole bunch of different experiences to our plate. Dolores Cannon would call them adding marbles to your plate and just piling up these marbles of experience. And we think we can handle it from that side. Until we come here, and it's a whole lot harder than we thought it was going to be. And some of us planned to have a whole lot of experience because we didn't want to come necessarily. We didn't want to come back, maybe. But we had to, for one reason or another. And so we just wanted to get it done. Just get it done so I can move on. And so it's really, really hard for those people. And I want to make a note about those people who it's really, really hard for. Those who are really, really, really sensitive wind up a lot of times having an addiction of sorts, a drug and alcohol addiction of sorts. I don't think I've ever seen someone who's had an addiction who is not a sensitive. And by a sensitive, I mean a lot of different things. One You're sensitive to energy in general. You can kind of pick up other people around you. You can think conceptually, and you may not understand why people don't see things the way that you do because you see things in this bigger, broader perspective. You can just pick up on the emotions and energies in the room. And also, emotionally sensitive. Like, you just don't understand why people are so mean here and why they treat each other the way they do. And oftentimes, so often, the reason for this experience is to A, have this experience so that you can turn around and help another, like my client is doing, and it's so beautiful to see. And to B, understand that you are the creator, and to learn to love yourself with that recognition. So many of us are on this self-love journey. That is a consistent theme with, I don't know, almost 100% of the people that I see. I feel like this self-love journey is one that we are all on, and it makes sense with what we are doing at this time on Earth, moving into that next level of experience of true, incredible love, that heart center vibration. That's where the Earth is solidifying into. That's what's happening right now. That is the new vibration that is already occurring here on our planet. And so all of these sensitives come in at this time. And we also are always shifting back and forth in the third and the fourth or fifth, if you'd like to call it that. The numbers don't matter, into the next level. And because of that, it's difficult. The energies are extremely difficult. We also, as sensitives, choose to come in to bring our energies into a family that really needs it. So we come in like a black sheep. We feel like we're the only one in the family that is like this. Nobody understands us. They make fun of us. They don't support us. We don't feel loved. That's all on purpose. We chose it as a soul, and I know it sounds ridiculous in our human mind. But from our soul's perspective, we absolutely chose this exact container for ourselves to learn. And as my client said the other day, his options were to grow or die. And if he did, that was okay, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, our soul is eternal, and we can come back and we can do it again. So, is suffering necessary? No, it's not completely necessary. But if we want to grow and evolve at a really beautiful rate and take that next step in our evolutionary evolvement, then our soul absolutely chooses to do this. And also, we do agree when we come into this Earth planet to experience all things. It wouldn't be fair to come in and just experience all the good stuff. Come in and be a queen and, a nice rich lady life that got to live by the beach, or maybe one that was a beautiful native life living in harmony with nature. Those are all, very comfortable lives. But that's not the whole story here of Earth, is it? You got to experience it all. And we don't get away from having all of the experiences. And at the end of the day, these are such beautiful lessons for us. Every single thing that we go through in our life is an opportunity for our growth. It is also an opportunity to step us towards our death, one or the other. We get to decide. That is such a beautiful thing about this existence here, is that free will is paramount. And we get to decide our trajectory. We get to create our reality through our thoughts and through our focus. It is that simple. We just don't find it so easy as humans. But it is that easy, and it is that simple. It's just about training your brain, training your mind, training yourself to stop when you go down that road of that focus that isn't quite the one you want to be on, isn't the reality that you want to create. Stop it. Stop it and retrain your focus and start telling a different story. These experiences that we struggle through won't be such a struggle when we can learn to do that, when we can learn to switch our focus, because we have all of the options. Everything is here for us. We get to decide if we want our more challenging experiences to be challenging or most challenging. we get to decide. We can make them worse, all in our own minds, and then by our subsequent actions if we allow ourselves. And so we get the choice, and that is so empowering to understand that I get to decide. I get to affect my reality by my choice in thinking, and that is my free will prerogative. And that is why so many souls want to come down here. They want to play this game of let's see how strong my will is. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if you can put me in this hole down so deep in the ground, and let's see if I can crawl myself out. And then let's see how I'm going to feel about myself once I do that. That is such a fun game. Doesn't always feel so fun when you're in the hole, of course. But it's super amazing to look back at that journey and see how you've come completely 100% full circle. And you will get to that point. If you're listening to me today and you feel like you're in a hole, you will climb out of it. And you will get to that place where you can look back and be so incredibly proud of yourself for what you have accomplished. I know you can do that because you've found this podcast. So that means you've already made the choice, the free will decision to change your mind. And that's amazing. It just takes that very first step. From that very first step, you can take another and another and another and cycle through this beautiful journey that we're all on together. We are all here supporting one another in love and unity, especially here on this podcast. I am certainly sending you all my love and support. That's it for me today, everybody. Gonna leave you with a song for today. This is Imajica Om, Full Circle. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.